It's time for the Left of Lansing Friday Short with Pat Johnston.
Here's the Friday Short for July 4th of 2025. To say a majority of Americans aren't feeling real celebratory this Independence Day weekend isn't exactly breaking news. A new Gallup poll released this week proves the point, with just 58% of Americans saying that they are proud of their country. Just 53% of independent voters claim to be a proud American, which Gallup says is a new low. Maybe not surprisingly, only 36% of Democrats are currently feeling good about the country. And of course, some 92% of Republicans are happy with everything that's going on. Again, proving my theory that Republicans are MAGA Republicans. There is no difference. And in yet another revealing statistic, Gallup says the younger the American, the more down and dispirited they are about the red, white, and blue. Gallup says Gen Z Americans, which are those born from 1997 to 2016, have a real sour mood now more than ever than their older counterparts. Only 24% of Gen Z say that they are proud of their country. 24%. And it's easy to understand why so many feel lost inside their country right now. For example, when it comes to Gen Z and millennials, some of whom decided to pull the lever for a Trump sequel last year, they had to spend their time hearing Republicans all this week describe them as lazy and jealous bums as MAGA Republicans passed their MAGA murder budget to take away their Medicaid and food security. Now, these are the voters, especially Gen Z men who helped push Trump over the top in the election, and they're being paid back by watching MAGA Republicans steal their safety net and give that money to Trump and his family. Now, on the flip side, these young voters aren't seeing much pushback from the Democratic Party establishment, and I think that's why Democrats are not feeling optimistic and good about their country right now, because they've had to sit and watch their leadership do nothing. Many progressive Democrats understood what was coming down the line and knew the MAGA Republican Congress would fall in line and vote for the regime's MAGA murder budget. We understood how the working class would get decimated by this regime, and we understood how the regime's main goal was to further enrich old money. Many progressives understood that the Trump regime felt empowered and emboldened to send its ICE Gestapo across the country to round up as many brown people as possible. Because it was never about getting rid of criminals. It was about getting pleasure as a white Christian nationalist regime inflicted harm to those who don't look like them and who don't have political power. That's why the regime and its cult gets off on stories of innocent, undocumented people like Kilmar Abrego Garcia getting tortured in those El Salvadoran prisons. And even worse, a MAGA majority on the Supreme Court is letting all this happen without any consequences, while it's bought and paid for by corporate elites, many of whom will now benefit with those massive tax cuts from the MAGA murder budget. But another reason why the national mood is at an all-time low right now is that the Democratic Party establishment is often weak, confused, and just flat-footed. And that's why Zohran Mamdani's primary victory in New York City last week has sent a jolt of energy to millions who feel unheard and unrepresented. It's just not a New York City thing. It is being felt throughout the country. Mamdani actually talks to people, he hears people, and he goes for common sense progressive economic solutions. He's trying something new because, hey, the old ways just ain't working. And here's the thing, the people, the majority of Americans want that kind of change for the working class. We see it at all of those hands-off rallies and those No Kings rallies, many of them just regular, normal people out there fighting for their people while waving American flags. The people want their country back. And like them, on this 4th of July, I'm still hanging my American flag up because it's not only my country, but I believe in her ideals, and I still believe that we can become a more perfect union. And unlike MAGA, my American flag doesn't share a space to fly a flag honoring a person like a king, and it doesn't share space with the insurrectionist and un-American Confederate flag. MAGA doesn't own the flag or my patriotism, and that is why, as a progressive, I will strive to make this a more perfect union by defeating fascism that has taken over my government and by defeating those inside the Democratic Party that aid and abet it. leftoflansing@gmail.com is the best way to reach me. Follow me on Blue Sky, Facebook, the Gram, and Twitter. Subscribe to the show on YouTube, and subscribe and give a good 5-star review of Michigan's premier progressive podcast. Go Tigers and take the battle to them.